Hey guys, it's Katie here with Life in Mundane. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys like watching videos on homeschooling, home management, parenting, things like that, I would love if you would take a second to subscribe to my channel. Click the little bell notification down below so you'll be notified when new content comes out. I post videos every Wednesday and Saturday, and today we're going to be talking about consignment sales. I'm excited to jump into some tips and tricks for consigning your kids' clothes and toys and equipment, and how I found some systems in place to make it where it's just that much easier for you to get done. So let's get started. Okay, so I have a bit of a confession before we get started, and that is I recently have forgotten or got the date wrong on my local consignment sale. I have it down every year, we do it, but and sometimes twice a year even, but I just totally wrote down the wrong date and realized with 3 days to spare that my date is coming up very, very fast for drop-off. And I was feeling panicky, but then I went and got my consignment sale stuff out, and I realized that because of some of the systems I had in place, it made it very doable. It's still gonna be, a marathon day, several days of tagging and getting ready, but it wouldn't be possible if I hadn't already had certain systems in place. So I wanna share those systems with you guys. Before I do that though, I want you to think through, before you get started with the consignment sale process, I want you to think through, what is your goal? What are you trying to do? What's your primary goal? Are you trying to sell as much as you can, make as much as you can on everything, or are you trying to get rid of the most amount of stuff? And that might sound like a dumb question. You might be going, Katie, of course I want to do both. I want to make money and I want to get rid of stuff. So what are you talking about? But it does matter which is the more important goal for you. So things like, a lot of times they will offer like a half price day at the end of the consignment sale, and you need to select which items you want to go for half price. If you're trying to get top dollar, you may want to not have as many items. Sometimes they have a minimum. The one I do says that half of your items need to be on the half price sale, but maybe you only want to do half and versus everything. So you want to think through some of that if you're trying to get top dollar and trying to make as much as you can. If you're trying to get rid of as much as you can, which is kind of what I'm going for this year, we've had a lot of this stuff. Some of the stuff we have moved from our old house to our new house, and we just need it gone. So I'm going to be pricing a little bit lower than what I could be asking because I want to sell as much as possible. I'm going to be putting almost everything on half price so that if it doesn't sell in the first couple of days, it'll go half price on the last day, which gives it a better chance of selling, and things like that. So it's just important to know your why before you get started, because it will change and affect things. The next thing is you really want to have your supplies together. And this is a big deal. I have a box that I have in my garage. I keep it with all of my other stuff, and you guys will see it here in just a second. That has all my supplies in there. So it has coat hangers that I collect all throughout the year. Like when I buy clothes from Walmart and I get these cheapy plastic hangers, I save those. If I go to the dry cleaners, if I go to garage sale and they're giving away a bunch, or a friend is posting on Facebook that they don't want them anymore, I will grab them and I will stick them all in this box and having them all ready to go so that I have it ready for consignment sale season. I also have a pencil box inside that bigger box that has things like scissors. It has safety pins to safety pin my tags on and things like that. I have cardstock in there. You can use paper to print out your tags or to write out your tags, but cardstock is gonna stay on better, and it's gonna hold up to people flipping through your clothing items and things like that. It's gonna hold up to the wear and tear a little bit better. I keep packing tape in this box because that is great for when you're trying to label bigger toys or shoes or furniture. You can put the clear packing tape over it and be able to see that well, and it kind of keeps it sturdier than Scotch tape on there. So just some things like that. I have a box of supplies all ready to go, so I don't have to spend all day searching for all that stuff or running to the store and going and picking up those things. Next tip for getting ready for your consignment sale is to have a place to put the stuff all throughout the year. So here in our garage, we have several tubs. This is actually stacked from the floor up to here because we're getting ready for this consignment sale this weekend. But this is where we put our consignment stuff. So when I find something in the mid-year, when a kid grows out of something, I'm just gonna throw it in here right away. If it's in good shape and it's ready to go, I'm gonna wash it and throw it right in here. And I don't have to worry about gathering all that stuff the week of the consignment sale. It saves me so much time. I'm also a huge fan of clear plastic boxes. If you guys have watched my other videos, I've pretty much gone to all clear plastic boxes for all storage because I want to be able to see what's inside. But this is not the time to have clear plastic boxes. This is the time to get solid boxes, because if it's going to be anywhere near where your kids are going to be in and out, you do not want their favorite toy sitting in a box that's clear and them to see it and get upset that you're getting rid of it. So solid boxes, really important. I actually backwards, but I have a label on the side that says consignment closed, so I know what it is. I don't have to keep opening it up and trying to figure out what it is. But I love having it just all kind of ready to go. And I'm going to show you guys what I do when it's time to do that. And we're going to take these inside and start sorting them. So let's go. Okay, so I hope that kind of helps to show you how we use that storage system to help us be ready all year round. But now I've got all these clothes, now I've got all this stuff, what do I do next? You want to go onto the website of whatever organization you are using for your consignment sale, and you want to make sure you know what the rules are. You need to know, are there seasonal rules? Certain seasons of clothes that are allowed or not allowed. Sometimes they have rules about how old the clothes can be, or they have rules about it can only be name brand or whatever. So make sure you know what the rules are. Also, these websites are great at helping you understand what should you be pricing it at? How should you be tagging? Make sure you're following all the guidelines. Sometimes it needs to be printed, sometimes it needs to be handwritten, sometimes it needs to be on one side of the clothes versus the other side of the clothes. Sometimes you can put packing tape over labels, sometimes you can't. Make sure you read the rules. And if you've been doing consignment sale for a long time, don't take for granted that the rules aren't going to change. They can change, and they change frequently. So every year, go in, find out what the rules are for your organization. So, but what do I do beyond that? I went through and I pulled out all the clothes out of the tub, and the first thing I did is I sorted into boys and girls, because they'll have you sort things like that when you get there. Sort into boys and girls, then sort by size. So I put all the 18-month in one pile, all the 3T, all the 5T, blah, blah, blah. So I go through and I put all of those in separate piles. Then I start looking for matches. My particular organization allows you to make matches as long as it's the same size. It doesn't have to be the same brand, and it didn't have to originally come together as an outfit, but it does need to be the same size. And I'm gonna look through and I'm gonna see, oh, I've got a pair of boys' jeans and I've got a fun football shirt. If I put these together, I can get more bang for my buck if I'm trying to get maximum dollars. Or I can actually get rid of 2 items for one, and it's going to make it more appealing that people are going to want to buy my outfit versus just single items. So again, depending on what your purpose is in this, it's a great way to help your items to sell. The other thing you want to look at is make sure that all your items are in great condition. One way that I do this, I try to only put in those tubs in my garage, I try to only put the best stuff in there. But it's easy to miss things occasionally. And so when I pull it out, I always try to pull it out outside or in my living room next to a window with lots of natural sunlight, and I inspect every piece of clothes in the natural sunlight. There have been times where I haven't seen that maybe there's a little discoloration, or maybe there's a small tear, or maybe there's a stain that I missed. These aren't blaringly obvious ones, and I know that those are not going to be approved for the consignment sale. So I'm going to put those in a bucket, and I'm going to, donate those somewhere else, because a lot of them are still very usable, but just not consignment sale ready. So I'm gonna sort that out in that way. And so using natural light is the best way to do it, because I find that in my home, in my lighting, I oftentimes can't see stuff, but then when I take it there and they have the bigger and the brighter lights, it's very obvious, and I don't wanna give anything to anybody that wouldn't be high quality. So the other thing that you can do is make sure that your items aren't wrinkled or don't smell like they've been in storage. So maybe just run them through the washer, even if they're clean when you put them in, running them through the washer for a fresh wash to make them smell nice. Initially, having them, I don't iron kids' clothes. I have way too many to do that, but I do have a wrinkle release spray that I spray on my clothes, and I just kind of tug and pull, and it helps drop out all the wrinkles out of everything. But the nicer the presentation looks, the better the price you're gonna get, the more you're gonna sell. So no matter what your why is, the better it's going to go. Try and do that as much as you can. I have after I kind of sort things into outfits, whatever is left is individual pieces. I will then price for individual pieces. I input it into my computer, but then what I do is I put it in a pile in the same order that I've entered in the tags, so that when I print the tags, it's gonna be in the same order, and I don't have to try to figure out which shirt or which pants this tag goes to. All right, so that's kind of some tips for clothes. For shoes, I highly recommend sticking them in a Ziploc baggie, and then you can tape the tag that they need to scan on the back of it. And I usually use the packing tape so that it sticks flat and it's not gonna peel off. I see a lot of people use zip ties, and zip ties are great. I'm not knocking zip ties at all, but here's my issue with zip ties. When you put the paper on the outside for the tag and they throw these shoes in with a big bin of other shoes and people are rummaging through to find the right size, oftentimes those tags can be torn off and separated, and a lot of times they're not gonna take the time to put them and match them back up. So I like to keep them like this. It keeps the two shoes together so there's no, singles looking for their mate, and I like to do it so it keeps the price labeled right there. With when it comes to bigger things, equipment, baby accessors and high chairs, when it comes to things like books or toys, you want to make sure that they're clean, that they have all the pieces there, that they have batteries in it if it's something that's battery powered so people can see that it does in fact work. And you want to make sure that there's no recalls on that item, and that everything's in check with that. So if you guys do those things, those simple things, that will really, really help. But when it comes down to doing it, having your supplies together, having collected items all year round and keeping them in one singular place so you're not looking and searching for the boxes of consignment stuff you pulled out, and being able to have a system that you can easily price and tag things is really what's going to save you the most time overall. Also look into your consignment sale and see if there's opportunities to volunteer. A lot of times they will give you either a pre-sale pass to get in earlier to get the best deals, or a gift card, or maybe a higher percentage on what you sell if you offer to volunteer for a shift. So always look into that to see if that's an option. But to me, it's more about making enough to cover what I need to purchase for the next season. So I do this work, it is work, you do have to put time into it, but it is worth it. And every year I have made at least what I need to buy for the next season for all 6 kids, and sometimes even additional income on top of that. So I hope that is helpful to you guys, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.